you can see they're really enjoying rooting around in that grass that we've put in. It's just grass cuttings from the lawn, from the field. Because we don't use any weed and feed, selective herbicide, we've got loads of nice clover and other forage in there too. And that was yesterday's cut that they've got, and there's still bugs and interesting forage to find. We'll cut some more soon. They've got some fresh. You can see the technique we've employed here for the fence. 2 pegs, some brush or the stock fence, and then a peg. No electric fence here. No electric fence. Just happy pigs. They're a little wary of me. Because of the piglets. Here's the big Leylandii that we've taken material from, and now underneath it's really neat. Here's another example of how we've, in this case we've got stock fence, this post and wire here, and then in front we have pegged and then piled the material, the prunings, and then in front of that we have planted an elderberry. Can you see that elderberry in front? And you can see the nettles and the forage have grown up in front. It's such a nice environment. You can see how well these elders have grown. They've come on. They were just transplants 2 or 3 years ago, and they're now huge. And look at how lush the nettles have grown in front of this hedge. The elderberry here in front of our brash hedge. And can you see that? It's stock fence. It's stock fence. Stock fence, then a peg in front, and then the brash material. Here's one we've done that's about 3 or 4 years old. And you can see here the material has composted down and it needs topping up. And here you can see where we've topped it up a bit with some fresh material, and this side we've topped it up with a lot of material to maintain that height. And we had pigs in this particular parcel. We've got an apple tree here doing well with some nice apples coming there. And in this parcel here we had pigs up to March this year, and now we've planted this up. And you can see inside now, inside here, how it's stock fence, and then the brash and the elderberry, and you can see here it provides a nice shaded environment just for this edge. Here we've done the same, stock fence and brash, and this is the parcel where the pigs are still in. We've just gated it off with a pallet. And look at this nice environment now. From inside the pigs parcel you can see how nicely softened this stock fence is with the brash and the elderberry. In fact, we have elder flowers coming, so we have a harvest as well. Now the pigs have been in here all winter, and you can see they've eaten most of everything. There's a few things they haven't fully eaten. This burdock is coming back, and a lot of chenopod, a lot of Chenopodum album. All these seeds here, seedlings, the whole ground is covered in chenopod seedlings and thistles. Here, look at this nice green gage that we've planted, and this green gage is doing very, very well alongside this elder, and you can see why if you look down and see the manure. It's such rich soil. All these nutrients leach down into the groundwater, and because we're on a slight slope here, that nutrient-rich groundwater is leaching out and has fertilised outside where we've planted our potatoes here, and the potatoes are doing very, very well in that very rich soil just outside the pigs. Here they are. And we've got a nice apple tree doing well outside the pigs park. Come on, come on, come on. You can see we've got stock fence, brash hedge. Here it needs topping up a little. It's a really nice environment. Here you can see the stock fence. Here we've woven a really nice wattle style at the bottom using hazel coppice. And here we've actually planted up elder inside the pigs park. Some nice burdock coming. Here the elder has been planted inside the pigs park, and that's coming successfully. No protection. We've just planted an elder, transplanted elderberry trees, and the pigs don't eat them. So they'll come as a good nurse crop. They'll be a good pioneer to establish in the pigs park, and then we can plant other trees and plants around them, or they will just self-seed. You can see in this particular area we've got lots more forage coming back, and it's encouraging to see that even though we have 7 or 8 pigs in this pig park, and they have been here all winter, we've still got the ground is covered in seedlings coming back. Yeah, they're a little trampled, but most of these will come, and I'm sure in a month or two, if we get some rain, then, and by the end of the season, I hope that this park will have significant regrowth. See, some areas here are coming back better. Interestingly, they haven't eaten this Verbascum thapsus, great mullein. They've left that, which is interesting. There's thistles coming back. Like I say, there's a lot of chenopod coming back. The greater burdock, and yeah, this is the fence again, the wattle fence. And you can see here the nice shady section where we've brash hedged and planted elderberry. You can see that little shady edge. And this is the woodland. I'd like to show you a bit of how we've coppiced some of our trees. Hi there. Here I just want to show you where we've pollarded some of the trees to show you that they can come back and provide some more brash material. here's an ash that we've pollarded so that sheep could graze underneath and allow for this regrowth at the top. You can see how the growth has just come out from the side of the trunk. And we did this this is 2 years regrowth. So it's put on, it's doubled in height and put on about 4 foot, maybe 5 foot, including this year's growth already. This field maple we pollarded as well, quite roughly. It had 3 huge leaders, and we pollarded them 2 or 3 years ago now. I think 3 years ago, because look at the regrowth. It's the position as well, because this is in the perfect sunny position. This field maple has just come back really quickly, whereas the ash, which I think was done at the same time, because that's in the woodland, really shady, it's coming back a little slower, and of course because it's ash, but this field maple's just come back wonderfully. And look at that, 2-3 years time you've got fresh material. Not that we're short of material here, but it's good to indicate the technique. And here's another that we've pollarded, and it's come back. Another field maple, come back really strong. 2 or 3 years, similarly here. And here you can see that the brash hedge is now completely softened and overtaken by nettles, because it makes such a nice environment, the brash hedge. Any indigenous weeds like nettles, any perennial weeds will love to establish under there, and that's now a wonderful habitat. And with all those nettles up, it proves a very nice barrier indeed. You're not getting through that. You can see that pig is selectively grazing some of that chenopod. That's really nice forage. and we throw in grass clippings to them, and we will cut nettles. We've taken cuts. We've cut the nettles with a grass hook to keep them really clean, so we're not cutting them with a strimmer, or keeps them really nice.
Hi, good morning. It's Eva and Valentin at Manor Park Farm. Today it's a special day because we are going to make a hike with the little piglets, which name is Arthur. Can you see it? Oh, he's really lovely. How are you, Val?
Oh, very fine.
Fine, perfect.
Oh yeah.
Give him some food.
Yeah, after maybe.
Good boy.
On va essayer de faire manger autre chose.